Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the channel. My name is Logan, aka the Army Vet Trucker. If it's your first time here to the channel, I am an extra board line haul truck driver for a company called ABF Freight. Today we are picking up right after the last video. We're here in San Antonio at the Best Western Plus. We're about to head on up out here and get over to the terminal here in San Antonio. It's just a few minutes down the road. We'll be over there in no time at all. We are getting out of here and we are going to be heading down to Laredo, old paradise of the South, right? Anyways, we're gonna go pick up a set of trailers heading down to Laredo at the terminal here in San Antonio. Go down to Laredo, and I would assume, I'm not 100% sure, but I would assume that we are going to be heading back up to Dallas right after that, and then we'll be going to bed at home. But you never know. Like Forrest Gump always said, being an extra board line haul truck driver is like a box of chocolates. Is that what he said? I don't know, something like that. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out here, get on the highway, get out into the terminal, and I'll catch back up with y'all here in a little bit. Alrighty, guys, here we are at the terminal in San Antonio. Just got here, went inside, got all checked in and everything, and we're actually gonna pump ourselves a few gallons of fuel here. Once we're done with the fuel, I'll get the windshield wash off and everything like that. San Antonio is a pretty interesting terminal. It's Sunday today, so normally on a dark terminal they'd be closed on Sundays and after hours during the evenings, but here in San Antonio they're open during the weekends but closed at night. Well, during the week I think they're open at night, but during the weekends for sure after hours they're closed. They've got private security here. It's pretty interesting. I came here one night, didn't know them. You know, I opened the gate and everything. It was all locked and the alarm was armed and everything. And I came in here and the security guard was already in here, locked in, you know, just doing his job, and kind of snuck up on me, scared the crap out of me. Alrighty, this side took about 25 gallons. Here in San Antonio, we only have the one pump. So, but the trick is, if you get close enough to it, the hose is long enough to where you can reach the other tank. We're just going over the top of the catwalk here. Alright, let's see how much this one takes. Probably another 42 gallons total, so a little bit more fuel than I thought. It was still reading about 7/8, over 3/4 of a tank, but you never know with these things. Sometimes the fuel gauges are not quite as accurate as you'd like them to be. Go, get the hose out of the way so nobody has to run over it. There's that. Let's get our water hose and alrighty, let's get over here and get this thing hooked up. Double check our trailer numbers as we pass by. Pretty sure we're good to go though. We got paperwork for this one. If we ever have hazmat, which this one does, 3082, we always have hard paperwork. So 503-404, good to go. Make sure we got all our placards right when we do our pre-trip. Gear should be 72619, 72619, and the rear pup 570601. Good to go. See if I can get hooked to it without having to drop my little curtain down. This is how you sleeper truck drivers, OTR guys hook to trailers, right? You don't have a back window so you can't cheat. Let's see. good. Only thing I can't tell is sometimes these trailers aren't quite the right height. No problem. Do our test tug here. Good to go. Shoot, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. You always got to be careful with that. I was on duty whenever I was fueling. I forgot to put it in yard move, so it kicked me into driving just from right there to the fuel pump to right here. I got over 5 miles an hour, so now until break time has started ticking and everything, you know, so always got to be careful with that. But anyways, guys, let's get this thing hooked up. Alrighty, cameras are good. This is a pass-through set, so another driver from Dallas brought this one in earlier today, this morning. We've been having issues down in Laredo with hotels. I'll kind of go over that here in a second if I have time. What happened to me last time I was down here trying to get a hotel. Or not down here, but down in Laredo. Should be all good to go. I don't think it would have developed any leaks just sitting here. Let me get my tire, but hammer. Sure, our tractor's still good. Good to go. 2 newer trailers. Brake lights, turn signals, clearance lights. Good to go. Here, a little bit of air coming from this guy, but nothing too concerning. I'll write it down. Good to go. Got our lights working here. Jaws are good. Still my handle. Gouge in that one. Just extra tread, right? Alright, we got a placard here. Marker light. Brakes. Turn signals. Sealed and locked. Still this little guy there. No leaks back here. Good to go. Got our placard. Marker, placard. Everything looks good. Good to go. And placard. Cool. Oh, gotta lock this guy. There we go. Cool. Good to go. We'll check the tires on the tractor. We've had this is the 3rd day in a row we've had this tractor. This is about the longest you'll ever have one tractor. Alrighty. Well, alright guys, that's about it for here. I'm gonna go back in the office, punch the clock, and then we'll be heading down to Laredo. And I will catch back up with y'all once we're there. Alrighty guys, just like that, here we are down in Laredo. Got down here with no issues. Man, this brake pedal, man, kind of farts at me every time I push it. But yeah, no issue getting down here, guys. Pretty easy. Sundays are always nice, not as much traffic to deal with. But we're gonna go drop the set over here. I've already got my outbound ready. Hopefully it's all strung up and everything ready to go, but we'll have to see. I'm gonna go drop mine right here by this other one. Yeah guys, I was talking a little bit about it earlier in San Antonio, but basically last time I was here in San Antonio and had to lay down here, we've got like 8 hotels that we can stay at here, and you know, typically it's been a while since the last time that I had stayed down here at this in Laredo, and typically when I come down here I always stay at the same place. It's the Spring Hill down here, and so I called them when I was leaving Dallas, because you always want to call ahead here in Laredo, so they'll have the room ready for you when you get here. You don't show up and they don't know you're coming. But I had called Spring Hill Suites here, and they told me that they no longer take CLC. I was like, oh, okay, well, all right then. So I got back to the list and started checking other hotels to get, and the first one I called was said they had rooms, and you know, I had a bad experience with them, and you know, some people, whenever they have a bad experience, they won't shout them out like that, but I really don't care. They really inconvenienced me, so I'm gonna say it. You know, I don't care. I called the what was it? Courtyard by Marriott down here in Laredo, and it was like 2 in the morning when I was leaving Dallas, and I was supposed to be arriving probably shoot, what time? I guess it would have been like around 9 or 10 in the morning, something like that. Maybe more like 11, I don't know, somewhere in there in the morning time before noon. And I was supposed to be coming in. I called at like 2 in the morning leaving Dallas, talked to some guy there, and he's like, no, yeah, we got room, just come on in. And I was like, well, do I need a reservation? And he's like, oh yeah, what's your phone number and your name? And I gave it to him and everything, and he's like, yeah, come on in, we got a room for you. And didn't think too much of it. So get down here to Laredo, get to the terminal and all that jazz, and I'm gonna rinse the windshield off. They got a lot of butterflies going on down here in Laredo right now, but anyways, get down here to the terminal, drop the set off, and get heading back up to I'm actually gonna kill it here so you guys can actually hear me. But no, got down here to the terminal, dropped the set off, bobtailed over to the hotel, and came in there and had them looking at me like I was crazy. You know, they had no clue that I was coming, and I was like, well, I talked to them in the morning, and they should have been aware that I was coming. And lady was looking at me like I was crazy, and I told her I talked to the guy at 2 in the morning, and she's like, what's your reservation number? And I was like, well, I don't have a reservation number. I was driving, you know. I talked to him and he said the room would be ready, and so I didn't ask for one. And she was like, well, we don't have a room. And I was like, what do you mean? He said I was ready, that there'd be a room. And she's like, I don't know what to tell you. We don't have your reservation, and we don't have any rooms right now available. And it was a weekend, so, you know, it just makes it even worse. And so long story short, I sit there in the lobby, called Central. That's usually what we do when we can't find a hotel. And he was saying that I was going to have to wait until like 2 or 3 for a room. And, you know, I just told him, I was like, why don't I just go back to the terminal, man, grab my outbound set, and start heading back north. You know, when we're down here in Laredo and we just come straight in from Dallas, we still have like an hour or 2 left on our log that we can drive. And he's like, you know what, that's not a bad idea. So I wound up coming back to the terminal, all in the same shift, coming over here, grabbing my outbound set here at the terminal, and then I just started heading back north. And got all the way up to Cotulla, and I stayed at the Comfort Suites there. So yeah, guys, sometimes this stuff is a nightmare. Moral of the story, I guess you just need to get that confirmation number, but you know, typically I don't really have that sort of issue. But let me know, guys, if that's something that's ever happened to you, or you've ever had any horror stories like that. It wound up working out just fine. I got up to Cotulla, and it was a comfort suites, so it was actually really nice. Probably better than anything we got down here in Laredo. But yeah, it's kind of funky situation. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna finish up cleaning this window here, and I'll get back with y'all in a second. I was in Scouts growing up, and one of the things they taught us is try to leave things better than you found it. Whenever you arrive somewhere, by the time you're leaving, you know, if you could just leave it a little bit better than the way that it was when you got there, that'd make the world a better place. But anyways, so I looped around. I didn't see any sets besides that other one that was sitting there, so we might be stringing some trailers here. We'll have to just see and take another look around. I got my numbers here: 501946 and 83864. So let's take a little stroll and see if we can't find it. There's one of them right there, 946. That's my lead. 5039. No, that's 503946. I'm looking for 501946. So that is not it. Gotta be careful with these trailer numbers. 946 and 864. There they are, right there, right next to each other. 868. Oh, 83864 501946. Alrighty, guys, so these are our outbound trailers right here. 946, that's going to be my lead, and 864, that's going to be my trail. So they are not strung. So that is some more work for us to get done. And it's kind of a weird thing with ABF when it comes to stringing trailers. At any other carrier, you come in, your trailers aren't strung, you're like, okay, cool, that's more work for me, whatever. But at ABF, we've got a weird thing called a union contract. And you know, for guys that don't know, it might be a little weird, but in our contract, one of the things that we have agreed on between all the drivers and the company is that yard work with loaded trailers, that work belongs to the city or the hostler. It's just to preserve, you know, people's jobs and work and everything like that. So, you know, that's just the reason that they do it. Typically what happens at these terminals is, dark terminals that is on Friday they'll string up all their outbound sets for the road drivers to pick up over the weekend. And that's generally how it works. We get the pre-string violation plus all time spent. So we'll get over here and string this set. It'll probably take us about an hour. Get this set all strung up, and we get the penalty, the 4 hours, and then all time spent actually stringing the trailers. So pretty cool deal there, I guess. You know, like I said, guys, it's just a weird thing with ABF. That's just how it works here. So 6.4 is my trail, so I'm going to stage this dolly behind it. It's just a contracted thing. We could string empty trailers all day long and never charge a penalty or anything. That's just how that works. But loaded trailers, that's contracted work that belongs to the city man. So let's see if I can't get this thing backed up on the first try. I'm going to go a little bit left first and then back right. These things get away from you quick. If you know, you know. Looking pretty good. I never get any too much of a hurry here. It's just, you know, take your time sort of thing with getting paid regardless. So some guys will do this a little bit different. Some people will hook the dolly to their lead pup and then hook the lead pup to the tractor and then back the dolly and the lead trailer up to the trailer. And that's just the way that they do it. You know, if that works for them, then that's cool, but this is the way I do it. You know, that probably would work. You can see that little rivet that's right there under that white triangle. That's the center point. That's right where the shank is of the kingpin. And it would probably work, but if it deviates any, then it would, you know, not get a good hook. So I'm gonna come a little bit more driver's side. Why not? Might be a little bit too much now. Let's see. Oh yeah, that'll be good. I'm gonna go a little bit further back. Right there. Ought to be good. Get a rock and put it up under the tire. That way the thing doesn't fly off on us while we're working. Work. Cool. Yeah, these are one of the newer dollies. They're a little bit lighter. If you took your glove or something, you know, you could use a piece of wood or something you can clearly see, and you look at your pintle hook here, get your heel lined up with around where the hook is, and then do about 3 steps, 3 feet. And then right there, if you put something on the ground there that you can see, it helps you have a reference point for when you're back in your trailer, the lead pup. And once you line your tire up with it, you can stop there and helps you not run right into the pup. My problem with that is now I only have 1 glove. That's all right. All right, check our kingpin under here. Yep, good to go. Alrighty. Try not to run over my glove. There we go. Easy way to do this is just kind of, you look down the sides of the trailer and you kind of just try to get it as straight as possible, flush, and that's kind of your side-to-side alignment pretty easily. And then if you stop the tire right on the glove there, that's your forward to back alignment. Should be pretty good there. Get it lined up with the glove. Should be good. Went a little bit further back. That's all right. Close enough. Let me go ahead and grab it. Should be good. Let's get it backed up. got a little wonky there. Didn't really matter though, we still got it. All right, let's go. Handle the fixins'. Let's get our chains hooked. Close our air valve. That's the last step right there. Okay. Gear. Alrighty. Check our jaws in here, make sure we're seated. We are. Now we can go up and feed it some air, check all of our lights and everything. Alrighty, let's get on here and check these air lines, lights and everything. If you guys see me cut out like that sometimes, the only reason that is because I have to stop filming as I'm doing stuff sometimes when it's hot like it is right now. It's about 100 degrees here in Laredo. And I have to let my camera cool down. Recording in 4K, you know, pretty much any camera is gonna struggle with heat, especially as small as these little cameras are. Mud flap, marker, brake lights, turn signals, clearance lights, good to go. Don't hear any leaks. Good to go. Good. Good. Marker light. Clearance lights good. Sorry about that, sun. Brake lights, turn signals, no leaks. Looks good. Tidy up the strap. All right. Go. Marker light, clearance light's good. Hard to tell with the sun's shining on it like that. Got our mud flap. Cool. All right. Good to go. So we got a little ecosystem right here. Out there. Looks like we're good here. So I'm gonna finish up here. Gotta run back inside the terminal. And we're gonna go in there, punch the clock, sign out on the out sheet, and get heading back northbound to Dallas. I might actually stop there at the what is it? It's a Fuel America, right past the border checkpoint. Pull in there, and I think we're feeling some Charlies. So, but with that being said, guys, I'll catch back up with y'all here in a little bit. Alrighty guys, I didn't plan on chiming back in with you guys this soon. I'm just now leaving the Fuel America here just north of Laredo, but I was inside, and while I was messing around, I took a listen to that footage I took earlier from the yard in Laredo, and that wind noise, guys, that's crazy to me, like how it really wasn't even that windy. But you know, if I turn the volume up and that way you can hear me in that video, and it'll blow your speakers or your eardrums, one, how loud it is. So I don't know what I'm gonna have to do about that, guys. You know, while I'm outside and it's windy, I might just have to not talk. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do with that footage from earlier while I was in the yard stringing that set. I might still use it and then just lower the volume, and if I do that, then you guys won't be able to hear what I was talking about. But even with that being said, I don't feel like I did a really good job of explaining what I was talking about earlier anyways, so I'll go ahead and go into it real quick again right now. You know, I know this video is going to be starting to get long, but I'll try to make it brief. When it comes to these trailers and stringing them, the trailers, when they're loaded trailers, that work is contracted to the city drivers or the hostlers, whichever the terminal has when they're open. And what they normally do is on Fridays they'll pre-string all of the outbound sets that they have leaving over the weekend. That way all the road drivers that come in over the weekend can just hook to them and go, and it's that easy. The only reason that they wouldn't do that is if they didn't have any gear available, like the dollies, the converter dollies. If they didn't have any of those available on Friday, obviously they couldn't pre-string it. And if that's the case, then I come in as a road driver and have to string the set or pull a gear off of another inbound set, then that's fine. That's perfectly, and that happens sometimes. But if they left for the day on Friday and they had gear available at the terminal on Friday when the terminal closed and they didn't string it in advance, and I get there on Sunday and have to string it myself, then I can claim what's called a pre-string violation, and it's a 4-hour penalty that I just add on my pay log and get paid for, in addition to all the time that I spend stringing the set. And that's what happened there back in Laredo. You know, there was gear available, and there was you know, that's technically it's the reason that that's in our contract is to protect work. But you know, with everything, you know, when you have a contract, when things don't go the way that the contract says they are going to go, then you know there's consequences. So that's the consequence, and it works out for me as a road driver whenever I have to come into a terminal and string trailers that are loaded. And that's just how that works, guys. And you know, I don't think I did a very good job of explaining that earlier, but if you guys have any questions on that, you know, if I didn't do a very good job of explaining it, let me know, and I can chime back in a comment or explain it a little bit better in another video in more detail. But that's generally the gist of it. You know, that's, you know, work that's supposed to go to the city drivers and the hostlers. And if we're doing it as road drivers, then, you know, where do you draw the line? You know, I know a lot of other carriers, you know, you might get paid a flat rate for stringing, or, you know, some carriers make you string your own set every time. And that's really not how it is at ABF. Most of the time our stuff's pre-strung, you know, especially if it's loaded trailers. But that's just how it is here, and I know it might be weird for you guys that aren't union, that, you know, have to string your sets every time. But anyways, guys, I'll quit rambling here. I'm gonna heading north towards Dallas. If anything does happen, I'll let you guys know. But anyways, I'll catch y'all here in a little bit. Alrighty guys, just like that, here we are back in Dallas. Pretty good old run here. Got back in, pretty uneventful there. Looks like they were doing some construction there on Loop 12. They're still messing with that thing. They'll be messing with it for probably years, but had to take a little exit before my real exit to get to the right place. But anyways guys, I'll wrap the video up here. Gonna break down all my stuff, get headed to the house. I'm gonna drop 24. Normally I would take ATO right now, 48 hours plus 10 hours with 6 tours, and take Monday and Tuesday off, but I'm actually trying to save up. We have a thing where we can save up past 6 tours and put them in the bank. We can bank tours past 6. Say you have 8 and you only take 6 and you have 2 in the bank, you know, and they can roll over. But if you save up to 12, you get 72 hours off, and you save up to 18, you get 96 hours off, and then obviously your 10-hour rest. So I'm trying to save up for 18 tours and get the 106 hours off, and gonna take that right up butt to butt with a with PTO about 6 days. So the wife and I are trying to go up to Colorado here in a few weeks and enjoy a nice summer vacation, or fall, I guess. But anyways guys, gonna wrap the video up here. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, feedback, whatever, feel free to leave them below. If you want to talk about anything on a more one-on-one basis, feel free to shoot me an email. It's always down in the description. Last but not least guys, if you're enjoying the type of content that I'm making and you want to see more in the future, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It means a lot to me, and it's free for you. With all that being said guys, I'll catch you in the next one.